All right, I'm back doing some more quadratic formulas questions. So we have negative x squared plus 2x equals 1. So this isn't quite set up the way we need it to be. So when we are looking at the quadratic formula, you can see that this is how the setup is in order to solve for our x values. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. And you can see that is the setup that you should have. So your a, b, and c values that you have to plug in are all on the one side of the equation together. And our a and b are the coefficients for the x squared and just the x, c being the constant at the end of the equation. So usually at least at the end of the equation. So we're going to take a look at this and we're going to reorganize it so that we do set it equal to 0. So the first thing we have to do is move that 1 over to this left-hand side. So I'm going to subtract it on both sides. You're going to get negative x squared plus 2x minus the 1 and then set it equal to 0. Now that we have it set up, we can properly go ahead and plug in our a, b, and c values into the equation and get working. So because there is no value right here, this would be your a, because a is right in front of the x squared. Your b would be right in front of the x. And then there's your c right there at the end of the equation. So since the a is not, there is no number there, obviously that is 1 because it's a negative sign in front of it, it's a negative 1. So we are going to solve this. X is equal to, we have a negative b, so negative, the b value here is 2. So we're going to put a negative in front of that 2 because it is a positive. And then we put plus or minus, because anytime we square root something, we have to think about the positive as well as the negative value of that answer. B squared, so our b is 2. So we're going to do 2 squared. And then minus 4 times our a, which in this case is a negative 1. And then our c value, which is also a negative 1. All over 2 times our negative 1, which is a. So once we've got that all situated, we are going to go starting right up here at the square root part, do all of the work under there, and then we're going to work our way out from that. So the negative 2 stays negative 2 for right now. We're going to do plus or minus. We're going to simplify the square root. So we're going to do 2 squared. 2 times 2 is 4. And then we have minus 4 times a positive 1 is, negative 1 is a positive 4 times a negative 1, which is a negative 4, all over 2 times negative 1, which is a negative 2. All right, now that we've got that, now we can go ahead and do this work here. Obviously, that's going to 0 out. So x is equal to negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 0, which in this case would just be 0 over a negative 2. This really is not going to have any impact over us, so we're just going to end up with negative 2 divided by negative 2, which simplifies to a positive 1 in this case. And that would be your finalized answer. If you want more questions like this, you can find them on my YouTube channel. You want on Algebra, check them out under the quadratic function section.